how's it going? We are going to be diving into some masonry topics here. Compliments of Miss Suarez, we are going to be utilizing some flashcards to dive into some masonry topics. So first three topics we're going to be looking at today are reinforced masonry. We're going to be looking at walls, moisture control, flashing and expansion. And then last but not least, we will be getting into mortar and looking at some different things to do with that. Mortar was actually quite the deep dive. I didn't realize how deep we were going to get into mortar today, but we did, and I hope you enjoy the content, and well, let's get into it. Okay, so here we are on Brainscape. Topic today is brick stuff. Wall moisture control, flashing expansion. This sounds like an important topic. I have no idea what they're talking about, so we're going to learn about it. Well, let's get into it. So walls, moisture control, flashing expansion, flashcards. Built with hollow units. Hollow wall. So a hollow wall is built with hollow units. Retaining wall. Oh man, okay. So we're not, apparently to use the flashcards, I've got to make an account. We're not going to do that, so we're just gonna go through the information here. So hollow wall is built with hollow units. A retaining wall is built to hold back earth. It retains the earth. A wall, vertical member of structure. That's what a wall is, in case you didn't know. I didn't know that. Semi-solid unit. Units with cores less than 25 of cross sections. So semi-solid unit is units with cores less than 25% of cross section. A wythe. A masonry wall 1 unit thick. So a wythe is a masonry wall 1 unit thick. Footing. Hey, I know this one. Support for a wall, column, or pier. A footing is support for a wall, column, or pier. A jamb. Side, window, or door frame. A jamb is side, window, or door frame. A chase is a continuous recess. A chase is a continuous recess. Usually a chase is used to chase something, right? Whether it's ductwork or electrical, or sometimes it's just an architectural feature. But usually it's for something. So that's how I remember it. So you're chasing something, whether it's a duct or a pipe or a conduit. A chase is continuous recess. Load bearing. Supports a load in addition to its own weight. Load bearing. Supports a load in addition to its own weight. Soffit. Underside of beam, lintel, or arc. Soffit is the underside of beam, lintel, or arc. Sill. Narrow band of masonry. A sill is a narrow band of masonry. I feel like that's a terrible definition of what a sill is. Just saying. Batter. Wall receding or going back a given amount each course. So a batter, wall receding or going back a given amount each course. Firewall. A wall which subdivides a building to prevent spread of fire. A firewall is a wall which subdivided a building to prevent the spread of fire. Dwarf wall. A wall that does not extend past the ceiling. A dwarf wall is a wall that does not extend past the ceiling. Composite wall. A wall which is made of one or more types of units, usually multi-wythe. Usually collar joint is filled. Composite wall is a wall which is made of one or more types of units, usually multi-wythe. Usually collar joint is filled. Study flashcards. Now what? Now it won't show me the rest unless I make an account. Okay. I'll make an account. Fine. You win. Okay. Now I'm actually logged in here. Where were we? What? And I'm gonna pay? The fuck, man? They don't even give me like a free month? The fuck? The fuck is this? This is some bullshit. I just wanted to use your flashcards, and they're making me pay for it. Okay, now we're in the real deal here. We've got mastery access. I don't think that's what that means, but where were we? Walls, moisture control. So where were we before I got so rudely cut off? Firewall, dwarf wall, composite wall. I think that's where we were. Composite wall. So a composite wall, in case you don't remember, is a wall which is made of one or more types of units, usually multi-width. Usually a collar joint is filled. Area wall. A wall which surrounds or partially surrounds something. So an area wall is a wall which surrounds or partially surrounds something. Cavity wall. A wall with a continuous cavity. So a cavity wall is a wall with a continuous cavity. Foundation wall. Foundation wall, a wall that supports a structure and is below grade. So a foundation wall is a wall that supports a structure and is below grade. Parapet wall, a wall entirely above the roofline, part of the wall. The roofline part, that was terribly worded. A parapet wall, a wall entirely above the roofline part of the wall. Serpentine, decorative non-load-bearing wall, S-shaped. So serpentine is decorative non-load-bearing wall, S-shaped, in the shape of an S. Terrible grammar. Drainage, waterproofing, damp-proofing, flashing, ventilation, air barrier, vapor barrier. Okay, I'm doing this all backwards, so I don't know. List 5 parts of moisture control system. So those are all parts of a moisture control system. So drainage, waterproofing, damp-proofing, flashing, ventilation, air barrier, vapor barrier. Any of those are all part of a moisture control system. Drainage. Oh well. It kind of worked doing it backwards for the wall types, but so what reduces water pressure and takes away from structure? Drainage. So drainage reduces water pressure and takes away from structure. Vapor barriers. Vapor barriers are part of the system that controls water in gas or vapor form. So vapor barriers are part of the system that controls water in gas or vapor form. Damp proofing. So damp proofing is a moisture control that allows for evaporation. So damp proofing is a moisture control that allows for evaporation. Waterproofing is used below grade and is impervious to water. So waterproofing is typically used below grade and is impervious to water. Damp proofing method is liquid coatings and membranes. So damp proofing methods are liquid coatings and membranes. Waterproofing. Portland cement and bituminous coatings are ways of waterproofing. So for waterproofing, Portland cement and bituminous coatings. Okay, so that's walls, moisture control, flashing, and expansion flashcards. What's another topic that we could lump into this? Refractory, reinforced masonry. You know, I feel reinforced masonry could be Could be similar. So we'll do reinforced masonry. Okay, so, but why are we in refractories? I don't want refractories. I did not want I wanted reinforced masonry. Not refractory. We did refractory already. So, see all. Okay. So partially grouted only in cells. Okay, how are we going to do this? So name two types of reinforced masonry. So two types of reinforced masonry are partially grouted only in cell with bars and fully grouted grout in every cell. So two types of reinforced masonry are 1. Partially grouted only in cell with bars. 2. Fully grouted grout in every cell. Which of these types is more common in Canada? Partially. So, out of those two kinds, partially is more common in Canada. Name 4 materials used in reinforced masonry systems. Rebar, mortar, units, and grout. Name 4 materials used in reinforced masonry systems. These are rebar, mortar, units, and grout. Not sure what units are, but I'm sure they're units of brick, maybe? Anyways, I'm trying to confuse you. I'm just a little confused myself. Blank. Oh, we don't need to do like a question, okay? Grout is a mixture of cementitious materials and aggregate of liquid consistency. Grout is a mixture of cementitious materials and aggregate of liquid consistency. One more time. Grout is a mixture of cementitious materials and aggregate of liquid consistency. The total height of a masonry to be filled is called a grout pour. So the total height of a masonry to be filled is called a grout pour. A pour consists of one or more grout lifts. A pour consists of one or more grout lifts. What is consolidation? Elimination of voids in grout using mechanical vibrator or putting with stick. That sounds very derogatory. Very derogatory. My mind went to some very dirty places. So what is consolidation? Elimination of voids in grout using mechanical vibrator or puddling with stick. That's what consolidation is. Name 2 main procedures for installing grout in reinforced masonry systems. High lift and low lift. So the two main procedures for installing grout in reinforced masonry systems are high lift, low lift. The procedure for installing cementitious material up to 1500 millimeters is low lift grouting units. So the procedure for installing cementitious material up to 1500 millimeters is low lift grouting units. What must be provided at the base of walls over 1500 millimeters, and what is the purpose of these elements? Clean out installed to remove mortar and debris. So a clean out must be installed to remove mortar and debris at the base of walls over 1500 millimeters. What must be placed and secured within the wall during the construction of the wall? Where should this be placed unless otherwise specified? Rebar and it should be placed the center of each cell. So rebar should be placed at the center of each cell, secured within the wall during the construction of the wall. Okay, well that wraps it up for reinforced masonry flashcards. Let's see if there's maybe one more topic we can lump into this. You know, mortar, pretty basic, probably would fit in there. I mean, refractory, we could do the refractory thing. Intro to stone, glass block and paving stones, occupational health, ladders, chemical exposure, chainsaws, PP, electrical, emergency procedures, confined spaces. So we're just gonna throw mortar in there because we're talking about reinforced walls and shit. So okay, so mortar flashcards preview. So all mortars contain which three components? The correct answer is cementitious materials, aggregate, and water. All mortars contain these three components: cementitious materials, aggregate, and water. The four main functions of mortar are, the correct answer, we gotta get rid of that, the correct answer. The four main functions of mortar are bonding, weather resistance, unit size, compensation, appearance. The four main functions of mortar are bonding, weather resistance, unit size, compensation, appearance. Retampering mortar has what negative effect? The correct, come on. So, retampering mortar has what negative effect? May reduce compressive strength. So, retampering the mortar may reduce compressive strength. When working in temperatures above 25 degrees Celsius, mortar should be used within the correct... Oh my gosh. That's killing me. The correct answer thing. I can't stop reading it. So 1.5 hours. So when working in temperatures above 25 degrees, mortar should be used within 1.5 hours. Water used for mixing mortar must be potable. So potable water must be used for mixing mortar. From strongest to weakest, the mortar types would be in what order? M, S, N, O, K. Don't know what that stands for, or if Masonry. Okay, so from strongest to weakest, the mortar types would be in what order? M, S, N, O, K. Masonry. Which term describes the chemical process of adding water to quicklime to produce hydrated lime? Slacking. Slacking describes the chemical process of adding water to quicklime to produce hydrated lime. Match the mortar additive. Strictly forbidden accelerators. Improve workable mortar plasticizers. Increase resistance to freeze thaw. Air entrainment agents. Slow down curing time. Retardants provide integral waterproofing. Stellarates may contain colors, sand, ground stone, or grout, metallic oxidized coloring agents. Wow, that was a mouthful. Match the mortar additives. Strictly forbidden accelerators. Improve workability of mortar plasticizers. This isn't making any sense if you're... Well, actually, you can see what's on my screen if I just move my big head over here, then you can. So match the mortar additive. Strictly forbidden. So strictly forbidden accelerators. Improve workability of mortar. Plasticizers. Increase resistance to freeze-thaw. Air entrainment agents. Slow down curing time. Retardants. Provide integral waterproofing. Stearates. May contain color sand, ground stone, or ground metallic oxides. Coloring agents. Okay, now I got through that. We can move my big head back over to the other corner, where I feel more comfortable. Okay. How is lime putty made? Quick lime plus HZO. Lime putty equals calcium hydroxide. Okay. How is lime putty made? So lime putty is made by combining quick lime plus HZO lime putty, which equals calcium hydroxide. Which of the following are the proper proportions for type S, Portland cement lime mortar? 1 part Portland, 0.5 parts lime, 3.5 to 4.5 parts sand. Okay. So, the proper proportions for type S Portland cement lime mortar are 1 part Portland, 0.5 parts lime, 3.5 to 4.5 parts sand. Put the steps for mixing mortar in the proper order. So the proper order for mixing mortar are: engage mixer. Start with approximately 75% of water. Add all cementitious materials. Add 50% of sand. Mix for 1 to 2 minutes until a consistent mix forms. Add remaining sand and water. Mix of ran additional 2 to 3 minutes. Is that supposed to say sand? I'm not sure. Mix of, I don't know. Anyways, put the steps for, okay, so these are the correct steps and in the correct order for mixing mortar. Okay? Engage mixer. 1. 2. Start with the approximately 75% of water. 3. Add all cementitious materials. 4. Add 50% of sand. 5. Mix for 1 to 2 minutes until a consistent mix forms. 6. Add remaining sand and water. 7. Mix of ran additional 2 to 3 minutes. Not sure what that's supposed to mean. Or I'm just stupid. Okay. Which is the best tool for mixing mortar by hand? In a mortar box or wheelbarrow? The correct answer, it got me. I was doing so good. Which is the best tool for mixing mortar by hand in a mortar box or wheelbarrow? Mortar hoe. A mortar hoe. Damn, that's one dirty hoe. A mortar hoe. That's pretty low. You don't want to be. Not the only thing worse than being a hoe is being a mortar hoe. Okay. Which is the best tool for mixing mortar by hand or a mortar box or wheelbarrow? Sorry. Which is the best tool for mixing mortar by hand in a mortar box or wheelbarrow? The correct answer is mortar hoe. What is required when mixing mortar if the air temperature is 2 degrees Celsius? Heat, sand, or water? What is required when mixing mortar if the air temperature is 2 degrees? So heat, sand, or water is required when mixing mortar if the air temperature is 2 degrees Celsius. What is the chemical reaction called when water is mixed with cement? Hydration. So the chemical reaction is called hydration when water is mixed with cement. What is the test to check the purity of sand called? Siltation test. So a siltation test is used to check the purity of sand. What are the 4 types of hydrated lime? Dolomitic limestone plus air entraining additive, high calcium limestone plus air entraining additive. Okay, sorry. You gotta rewatch that if you want me to say that again. What happens to the mortar when the lime content is increased? Compressive strength is decreased. So the compressive strength is decreased of the mortar when lime content is increased. What should never be added to mortar? Accelerators. So never add accelerators to mortar. Which of the following are the proper proportions for type N Portland cement lime mortar? 1 part Portland, 1 part lime, 4.5 to 6 parts sand. So the proper proportions for type N Portland cement lime mortar are 1 part Portland, 1 part lime, 4.5 to 6 parts sand. Which of the following are the proper proportions for type S mortar cement and masonry cement mortar using type N? 0.5 parts Portland, 1 part type N, 3.5 to 4.5 parts sand. So the proper proportions for type S mortar cement and masonry cement mortar using type N are 0.5 parts Portland, 1 part type N, 3.5 to 4.5 parts sand. Which mortars are currently supported by the Canadian codes and CSA standards? S and N. So S and N are currently supported by the Canadian codes and the CSA standards. If the temperature is 38 degrees Celsius, what is the maximum allowable distance to spread mortar? The correct answer is, got me again, man. 1.2 millimeters. Meters, 1.2 meters. So, if the temperature is 38 degrees Celsius, the maximum allowable distance to spread mortar is 1.2 meters. Which of the following mortars has the lowest compressive strength? K. So K is the type of mortar that has the lowest compressive strength. Which of the following mortars has the highest compressive strength? The correct answer. It's because it's only one letter, okay? Which of the following mortars has the highest compressive strength? S. S out of the mortars, so the type of mortar that has the highest compressive strength is type S. Which 2 mortar types should never be used to lay a sand-lime unit? M and S. So M and S types should never be used to lay a sand-lime unit. For approximately how long have bricks been used in construction? 6,000 years. Bricks have been used in construction for 6,000 years. Sun-dried mud bricks are called adobe brick. Adobe bricks are sun-dried mud bricks. A nominal size of brick is the actual size of the brick plus 1 joint. So the nominal size of the brick is the actual size of the brick plus 1 joint. Pretty sure you didn't need me to tell you that. A frogged brick have which feature? An indentation in the bed surface. A frogged brick have which feature? An indentation in the bed surface. A brick grade of EG means exterior grade. So the brick grade of EG means exterior grade. Brick solidity refers to cord brick, all of the above. Okay, so cord brick, hollow brick, solid brick. All of the above. Refers to all of the above. What is the natural bond of What is the natural bond of Norman-sized brick? 1/3 lap running bond. So 1/3 lap running bond is the natural bond of normal-sized brick. Which brick is used on exposed walls? Facing brick. Facing brick is used on exposed walls. What process of firing brick produces purple or black unit? Flashing. Flashing process of firing brick produces purple or black unit. The main purpose of texturing a brick is decorative. The main purpose of texturing brick is decorative. How many metric module bricks are needed to build a wall 2.6 meters high and 5.8 meters long? How many... What? I don't get it. There's a question in the question and I'm confused. So I'm just going to skip this one and you can read this and figure it out because I don't want to give you the wrong answers if you're just listening to me and not watching the video. So that one's on you. I don't know. What brick making process uses 20 to 30% water? Soft mud molding. Soft mud molding uses 20 to 30% water. What brick making process uses 12 to 14% water? Stiff mud extrusion. Stiff mud extrusion uses 12 to 14% water in the brick making process. Name the 6 positions masonry units can be laid in. Rollback, stretcher, soldier, sail, header, shiner. The 6 positions masonry units can be laid in are rollock, stretcher, soldier, sail, header, shiner. One soldier course of giant brick is equal in height to how many courses of giant brick laid in running bond? 4. Oh, we've got a long ways to go. I better pick it up here. Okay. The amount of water absorbed by clay units at a certain rate is referred to as IRA, initial rate of absorption. A concrete unit is made from cementitious materials, aggregate, and water. What curing process uses temperatures between 800 degrees Celsius to 1200 degrees Celsius? Low pressure steam method. The low pressure steam method in the curing process uses temperatures between 800 degrees Celsius and 1200 degrees Celsius. What curing process uses autoclaves? High pressure steam method. High pressure steam method uses autoclaves. What is a face shield? The outside face of the concrete unit. Most concrete blocks have 2 large vertical cavities known as cells or cores. Protruding edges on either side of the ends webs are known as ears. The 4-facet system consists of oh, my brain's melting. Okay, we're almost there. We got this. The 4-facet system consists of compressive strength, potential shrinkage, solidity, and density. A concrete block has a classification of H15 AM. What does the H mean? Hollow. A concrete block has a classification of H15 15 a.m. What does the 15 mean? 15 megapascals. A concrete block has a classification of H, 15 a.m. The A refers to density. A concrete block has a classification of H, 15 a.m. The M refers to shrinkage. A concrete block with a nominal height of 100 millimeters is referred to as ashlar block. Ashlar block. Ashlar block. A concrete block with two square ends is referred to as pier block. A concrete block with one large cell is referred to as pilaster block. A U-shaped block is referred to as lintel block. A concrete block with one or more rounded corners is referred to as bullnose block. Block used in general construction are standard block. Block used where appearance is important are architectural block. Block that are designed to absorb sound are acoustical block. Block with a rough rock-like face are split-face block. The three types of brick are S. General use room for variation in size. X. For installation with high degree of precision, low tolerance for variation in size. A. No uniform size, color, or texture. What are the maximum impurities or deleterious materials permitted? 1 to 1.5 impurities. The forms that lime may be created include quicklime, hydrated lime, putty lime, hydraulic lime. Commonly used modern kiln, tunnel kiln. Obtaining raw materials from the ground is mining. Round brick kiln is a beehive kiln? Beehive kiln? Fuck. Name given to brick before being fired. Green brick. Forming brick in a wooden molds, soft mud process. Just wait. It's not even dinner time yet. Well, it kind of is, but you can wait 5 minutes. Sorry, Lucy was trying to dig into the unopened food bag because I'm 20 minutes past dinner time and she's not impressed, so we're just going to finish this video up quickly and then go feed her. Oh no. Okay. Where were we? Okay, so forming brick in wooden molds is known as the soft mud process. Clay mixed with only a small amount of water and formed under high pressure in steel molds, dry press process. Product made from finely ground clay or shale, brick. Machine that mixes clay, shale with water to form a workable mass, pug mill. I just picture them like a big mill, pugs flying out the chimney. The mass of clay as it is extruded through the die column. The most commonly used process for making brick, stiff mud process. Coloring brick by reducing the oxygen in the kiln, flashing. Preparatory treatment of the green brick to remove excess moisture before firing. Pre-drying. Historic restoration work. Okay. Foundations, MS. Sidewalks, M. Interior and exterior load-bearing walls, S. Whoa. Exterior brick veneer, S or N. Maximum durability, M. Apprenticeship training projects, K. Moderate elasticity and durability, S. Low strength, OK. Hard stone, M. Non-load-bearing walls, S or N. List and describe 4 types of specialty mortars. Pointing mortar for restoration. Latex and polymer modified mortar. Dirt-resistant mortar. Modified epoxy emulsion surface bonding mortar. List 6 different brick categories. Facing brick, building brick, glazed brick, fire brick, paving brick, clinker brick. I don't know why that was so hard for my brain to register that clinker was a word. Clinker brick. Okay, well that pretty much, I think that wraps it up for our mortar flashcards. Well, that wraps it up for Masonry Section 1. Let me know what 3 topics you want me to do next, and good luck next week. Not that you need it.